All right, Nico's just here saying hi, looking for lizards. We're gonna start on our backs. So go ahead and lower yourself down. Whatever's comfortable for you here, whether that's knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, or if you'd like to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fall out wide. You can bring one hand to your belly, the other hand to your heart. And let's just take this first part of class here, just a couple moments to settle in. Just to let go of the day so far. Come back to the breath. Maybe it's the first time you followed your breath all day. Just checking in, seeing what's going on here. How's the body feeling? What state of mind are you in? And if it feels right, possibly setting an intention just to let yourself relax here for the next 45 minutes, just to unwind and breathe. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and your next inhale. Pausing at the top, holding for 2, and then exhaling out the mouth, feeling the lungs completely deflate. Again, inhaling in through the nose, pausing at the top, and then exhaling out the mouth. One more like that. Deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. Pause, holding it. And then open mouth, exhale. Let it go. Slowly, one knee at a time, bring your legs in towards your chest. Go ahead and just hug your shins in towards your body. Give yourself a couple gentle rocks side to side. Side to side. And the next time your knees go to the left, let them fall all the way down to the ground. And then open your right arm all the way out towards the right. Just a nice spinal twist to start off. Gazing over at the right thumb, you could even allow the eyes to close if you feel comfortable. Take another inhale here. And on the exhale, start to hug your knees back in towards your chest, coming onto your back. And back to those little gentle rocks side to side. Side to side. Next time the knees come towards the right, let them touch the ground. Left arm extends out to the left. Soft gaze over towards the left thumb. Maybe the eyes close. Or just softening the gaze. Take another deep inhale. And exhale, rolling onto the back. Hug the knees in. And this time, keep the left knee hugged in, extend the right leg out straight. Flex through that right foot so the right leg is engaged. Toes are pointing towards your face. And then hug that left knee in towards your armpit. Maybe circle the ankle out here. If you're doing those ankle circles, switch the direction of the circles now. Good, and switch legs. Right knee hugs in, left leg extends long. Left heel can touch down, left toes flex towards your face. And then hug that right knee in towards your right armpit. Start to make those ankle circles if that feels good on the side too. And then slowly switch the directions of the circles. You're circling out the ankle. And then finally hug both knees back in towards your chest. Let's take happy baby. Holding on to either just the shins, ankles, maybe outer edges of the feet, or the big toe, whatever feels good. Continue that swaying motion, that rocking side to side. And then pause in the center. Really plug your low back into the mat here. Take a deep breath in, and then slowly knees come together. Cross one ankle over the other. We're gonna rock and roll up to seated, but take your time here. Take a couple rocks and rolls. However many feels good. Maybe you want to go nice and slow. Pause somewhere. As you're ready, coming all the way up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Let's take an inhale. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. As you exhale, shoulder blades come together and down the back. Two more like that. Inhaling. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Interlace all 10 fingers behind your back. Press the heels of the hands together and stretch the knuckles behind you. Lift the chest. Arms are straight. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, release that. Start to walk your right fingers off to the right, lowering the right forearm down to the mat, or just staying high on the fingertips. Whatever feels good. Side bend over to the right. If you want to make some shoulder circles here, great. Time to warm up the shoulders, tracing along the horizon with your fingertips. It's a little more accessible to do the circles if you come onto the fingertips. If you're on your forearm, it might feel a little like you have less space. So experiment with that. Good. One more inhale here. Find some stillness. As you exhale, start to walk yourself forward so you're folding out over the legs. And a little bit of rocking motion side to side. Warming up the hips. And then walk your fingers back in towards your heels. Let's take another inhale. This time sweep your arms all the way up and overhead. And then exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms sweep up. Gaze up. As you exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. And then bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, but do it the opposite way we did last time. Press the thumbs, press the knuckles down towards the ground. Lift the chest. Another inhale. As you exhale, release. Bring the left forearm, left fingers down to the left. Right arm reaches up and overhead. If it feels good to do those shoulder circles, take that on this side. If you're feeling any tightness in the shoulder, you can see how it feels to do the circles with a bent elbow. Always options to modify in yoga. Keep up your steady, deep breathing. One more inhale. Find stillness here. Press down through the right sits bone. And then slowly lower your right hand down towards your left. And then we'll walk our hands back forward in front of us. Take that gentle rocking motion side to side for the hips. And then slowly walk the fingers back in towards you. Press back so that you can come forward, coming into a tabletop, but then tuck your toes, bring your feet together, and we're going to sit back on the heels. Just a little bit of foot stretching. Feet get neglected a lot. And just breathe here. If it gets ever too intense, just simply take some weight off. Press your pelvis forward. And to distract ourselves from this, just do a little bit of neck and shoulder stretching. So as you inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, arms go wide, and then eagle arm wrap, left arm over right. Bring the forearms together. I actually have a bird on my forearm, so I'm just going to hug my opposite shoulders here with the fingers, but you know your eagle arms, you can take that eagle arm wrap. Take one more breath in here. As you exhale, open the arms up, back to cactus. Inhale. And then as you exhale, opposite eagle arms. Either the eagle arm wrap, or if you just don't have that wanting to do it, or you might have a large cut on your arm, then you can just do the holding of the opposite shoulder blades. And just breathe here. Breathe into the stretches. One more inhale. And then release it. Ooh, come onto the hands and knees. Tap those feet out. Feeling the tops of the feet. Ooh. Do some little ankle circles would feel good to you right now too. Good. As you're ready, take an inhale. Lift your right arm all the way, your left arm, sorry, all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, thread the left shoulder blade down to the mat. This is just one of my go-to shoulder stretches. I think we do it in most classes, but it feels super good in the body. You can take a half bind, reaching the right fingers for the inner left thigh. Spiraling the chest up towards the sky here. Take another inhale. Exhale, pressing down to the back of the left hand, the left forearm. And one more breath in. And then slowly bring the right palm back down to the mat in front of your face. Lift the left fingers up to the sky. And then left hand down to meet the right. To the other side. Inhale, right fingers lift up. And then exhale, thread the needle. Right shoulder down to the mat. Press the back of the right hand into the ground, the right forearm. And then if you feel like taking a half bind, reach the left fingers for the inner right thigh. You can allow the eyes to close here. We'll just find some softness in the face. One more breath. As you exhale, slowly release that left hand back down to the mat. Lift the right fingertips up. And then lower both hands back down. Couple rounds of cat-cow, going at your own pace here. On the inhale, dropping the belly, gazing up. Spine is arching. And as you exhale, straightening through the arms, rounding the spine. Shoulder blades are moving away from one another. And just keep going with this for 3 more breaths. Really filling the lungs completely on the inhale. And letting go completely on the exhale. And when you've finished, go ahead and find your neutral spine on your tabletop. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bend both knees deeply. Tilt the tailbone up towards the sky. And as you exhale, we straighten the legs, heels drop down towards the mat. Again, inhaling, bending the knees deeply so they're almost hovering above the mat. And as you exhale, keep the length in the spine, straighten the legs. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, straighten. Then you can keep warming up into your dog by walking the dog, meaning bending one knee at a time. Pressing the chest towards the thighs. Maybe taking a couple sways side to side, swaying the hips side to side. On your next inhale, look forward at your fingers. Slowly walk your feet all the way up to meet your hands. We'll take an inhale, halfway lift, find the length of your spine. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Take opposite elbows here, ragdoll arms. And just allow yourself to sway side to side. Releasing any tension in the low back. The back of our neck is long here. Take one more inhale, come back to center. Slowly release the fingers towards the mat. Take a little bend in the knees, and with a rounded spine, we're going to roll slowly all the way up to standing. And when you get here at the top, take an inhale. Shoulders come up to the ears. And as you exhale, shoulder blades down and together. Good. This time, inhale, arms sweep up, gaze up, reach up through the ring fingers. And then as you exhale, bring the fingertips to the tops of your shoulders. Take a few rounds of robin's breath. So as you inhale, keeping the fingers here, you inhale, bring the elbows together in front of your face. Keep inhaling, they lift up. And as you exhale, the elbows start to go wide and then down. Just move with your own pace, inhaling, lifting through the elbows. Exhale, lowering. Steady breath. One more time. And on your next inhale, sweep the arms back up. Exhale, right hand, right hip, left arm reaches over to the right. Side bend. Feet are spread super wide into the ground. Hips can bump a little to the left. Inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly start to fold all the way down, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway, find length in your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale again, bend the knees a little. With a rounded spine, slowly come all the way up to standing. And when you get here, inhale, the shoulders come up to the ears. And as you exhale, they roll down the back. Good. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, left hand, left hip, right arm reaches towards the left, side bend, other side. Keep pressing firmly into that left hip with your left hand. Hips shift a little to the right. One more breath in here. And on the exhale, allow yourself just to drape down over the legs, both fingers towards the ground. Take an inhale, lift up, halfway lengthen. And as you exhale, forward fold. Step both feet all the way to the back of your mat. Find plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower just the right knee. And then pivot the right shin all the way out so that's parallel to the front of your mat. Modified side plank. Left arm reaches up and over. Ground down through the outer edge of your left foot. Keep finding that length in your side body. One more breath in here. And then slowly bring the left hand back down to the mat. Return into your plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin, and then slither onto your belly. We'll take 3 rounds of cobra. So starting with baby cobra, take an inhale, lift the chest, hug the elbows together towards your ribs, maybe the palms hover here. Breathe in, and exhale, lower, forehead touches down. Again, inhale, lift up. Maybe you want to put some weight into the hands, finding an intermediate cobra, however warmed up you're feeling. As you exhale, lower down. Last one, inhale. Keep hugging the elbows in towards your sides. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Tuck the toes under, hips up and back, tabletop. And then tuck the toes under, plank pose. Not here for long. Inhale. Exhale, lower left knee down. Pivot the left shin so it's parallel to the front of your mat. Modified side plank. Right arm reaches up and over. Left fingers are spread super wide. Outer edge of the right foot grounds down into the mat. And then active through that right hand. Feel the length moving along the right side body. Take a breath in here. And then slowly lower the right palm down to the mat. Come back into your plank. Inhaling in plank. Exhale, lower the knees down to the mat, but lower them wide. Big toes touch, child's pose. Press your sits bones back down towards your heels. Lower your forehead down onto the mat. That's just the sound of my dog knocking furniture over, chasing the lizard. Very relaxing. Take a deep breath in through your nose here. And an open mouth exhale, sigh it out. One more inhale. Reach through the fingers. Can you walk them a little further towards the front of the mat? And as you exhale, send the hips back towards the heels. Okay, inhale, come back into plank. Tuck the toes under, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up towards the sky. And then step the left foot all the way through in between your hands. Lower the right knee down to the mat, low lunge. You can untuck the right toes if that feels okay on the right knee. And then bring your palms all the way up on top of your left thigh. Press down into the left thigh. Lift your chest. One more inhale. Exhale, press down through that left foot. Reach your arms overhead. Inhale here. And as you exhale, interlace all 10 fingers behind your head and then press your base of your skull into your hands. Elbows are wide. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, keeping the interlace of the hands, straighten the arms, palms press overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, start to bend towards the left, keeping the fingers interlaced. Start to feel that in the right psoas. Doesn't have to be a big movement. And breathe in here. Exhale back to the top. Release the fingers, frame the left foot. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And as you exhale, begin to straighten the left leg, flex the left toes. Stretching at the back of the leg. Let the back of your neck be long here. Right hip is stacked over the right knee. And let the face soften. One more breath. As you exhale, begin to rebend the left knee. Bring your right hand down to the mat, but walk it off the mat so it's wider. And then lift the left arm up. And then throwing your chest up towards the sky. Option to take a quad stretch here. Reaching for the outer edge of the right foot. Keep driving into the ground with the right palm. One more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly release the right foot back down. Walk both hands back onto your yoga mat. Frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes under. Step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, heels sink towards the ground. And as you're ready, inhale, right leg lifts up. And then exhale, step your right foot all the way in between your hands. Lower the left knee down to the mat. And make sure that your legs here are still like hips width apart. And then inhale, start to walk your palms up to the top of the right thigh. Press down through the hands so the arms can almost straighten. Inhaling. Exhale, pressing down through the right big toe. Lift the arms overhead. Inhale here. And as you exhale, interlace the fingers, but do it the opposite way that you did last time. And allow your head to fall back into your hands. Elbows go wide. Lift the chest. One more inhale. As you exhale, start to straighten the arms overhead, keeping the interlace of the fingers. And then grounding down through the top of the left foot, start to side bend to the right. One more breath in. And then come back to center, release the fingers. Frame the right foot with your hands, breathe in. And as you exhale, hip shift back, straighten the right leg, flex the right toes towards your face. And just check in, making sure the left hip is stacked over the left knee. Let the back of the neck be long. One more breath in. As you exhale, begin to rebend the right knee. Lower the left hand down to the mat, and then walk it off the mat. It's wider than the mat. Reach your right fingers up, and then open the chest. Stay here, go for the quad stretch, bending through the left knee, reaching for the outer edge of the foot. Deep inhale. Smooth exhale, release the foot softly. Walk your hands back onto your mat. Frame your foot. Step it back, downward facing dog. Let's take an inhale in through the nose. And an open mouth exhale, side out. Inhale, right leg lifts up towards the sky. Bend your right knee and open your hip. Weights even in both hands. Left heel's driving down. Right knee's lifting. Inhale here. As you exhale, stay here, or you can flip the dog, coming into wild thing if that's something you're into. Right arm reaches back. Maybe even supports the back of your head. Lift the pelvis, one more breath. And then slowly lower the right hand back down. Find your three-legged dog, lift up through the right heel, and then step your right foot all the way in between your hands. Come on up into warrior two. Just slow transition, no rush. You get here when you get here. We'll start with our hands on our hips. Strong bend in the right knee, but the knee's not going past the toes. And then begin to straighten the arms. Focus your gaze somewhere just beyond the pointer fingers. Feel the shoulder blades coming together on the back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, can you sink a little more into the front leg? And then inhale, right arm reaches up alongside the ear. Bend your right elbow and just hold on to that elbow with your left hand. Take an inhale, start to straighten your right leg, and then reverse triangle with the shoulder stretch. Press down through the right big toe. Take an inhale. As you exhale, set the arms back wide, and then reach forward, coming into triangle. Right hand can be on the right shin or ankle, or all the way onto the ground. Left arm reaches up. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, circle your left hand all the way down towards the front of your mat. And now let's walk our hands towards the wide edge of the mat to the left. So both toes are facing the left long edge of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in your spine. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, start to walk your torso towards your right leg, and we're going to hold on to the right shin or the ankle, whatever feels good. Just folding over towards the right leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands towards the left leg, holding on to the left ankle or shin. Reach your chest towards your left thigh. One more breath here. Come back to center. Start to bend through the right knee, coming into Skandasana. Straighten your left leg, flex your left toes towards your face. Feeling the stretch through the back of the left leg, opening the right hip. You can stay here or you can straighten the right arm if you'd like, reaching the left fingers up. Maybe taking a half bind. Whatever feels good. We won't be here for too long. One more breath. And then slowly release that. Walk over towards the other side. Start to straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. Flex the right toes up towards your face. And if you want to just sit down, you can also do that. Just taking it at your own pace today. Left arm can straighten out, right fingers lift. Maybe noticing it feels a little different on this side. And that's okay. Maybe you want to take a half bind. Bring that nice deep stretches in. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, walk yourself all the way so that you're facing the back of your yoga mat, and then lift your left leg up, back into your three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, open the hip. Inhale here. Exhale, option to come into wild thing, letting the left foot drop down to the ground. Lift your left arm straight. Lift your pelvis. One more inhale. As you exhale, lower your left hand back down, lift your left leg up, and then step your left leg all the way in between your hands. Coming into our warrior two, facing the back of the mat. Start with hands on the hips, find your alignment in the legs, find your torso straight over the thighs, the hips, kind of near the thighs, you know what I mean. And then start to straighten the arms. As you inhale, left arm lifts alongside the ear. Bend the left elbow, reach for the left elbow with the right hand, and then straightening the left leg, reversing your triangle. Feeling a long line of energy running from your left big toe, along your left side body, along your arm to your elbow. One more inhale. As you exhale, release the arms, reach through your left fingers, coming into triangle. And no need to look up at the right fingers. If it's a little hard on the neck, you can always just look down at the mat or at the horizon. Smooth the breath out. Let's take one more inhale. And then cartwheel the right palm all the way down to the mat. And then we'll walk ourselves back to the long edges of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find the length in your spine. Exhale, fold. This time reaching for your ankles, maybe the big toes, any variation you like. And back to your breath again and again. Let's take an inhale. And then slowly walk your fingers all the way back to the front of your mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin, coming all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhale, lower all the way back down. Tuck your toes under, come up into downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose in our down dog. Open mouth, exhale, side out. And now we're going to move into pigeon, but if you know pigeon is bad for your knee and you want to take figure 4 instead, take figure 4 on your back, but I'm going to cue for pigeon. As you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts, and then bend the left knee, bring the left shin up towards the front of your mat. So we're working the shin towards parallel of the front of the mat. Right leg straight back behind us. Make sure the right toes are facing straight back. They're not sickling in. And then fingers can frame the left shin bone. Take an inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, begin to bend the elbows. We're just going to wave the spine, bringing the chest down towards the mat. Moving with the breath, you inhale, lift back up through the spine, head's the last to come up. And then as you exhale, lower. Inhale, lift one more time before we settle down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. And now exhale, coming into your extent of the pose. Maybe it's forearms down to the mat. Maybe you find a block or a pillow that you want to rest on. Maybe you reach your arms out in front of you. Lots of options. I'm actually going to cue one of my favorite variations of this pose. And so for that, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your right palm to the sole of your left foot, and then press your hand into your foot and your foot into your hand, and then walk your left arm out past the right corner of your mat. You can come down onto that arm, maybe rest your temple on the left arm, and just keep pressing the foot into the hand here. Let the face soften. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Let's take one more breath. And then slowly walk yourself back to center if you took that variation. And then walk yourself all the way back up. Lean over to the left so that you can straighten your right leg out in front of you. Good, just a quick forward fold here. Inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, press the foot into the thigh and then fold out over that leg. Right toes are flexed towards your face. Let the back of the neck be long. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come back up. Now we're going to plant our left hand behind the left glute. Press down through the left shin, down through the right heel. Lift the hips. Reach the arm back. If you can counter stretch, okay, lower it down. Good. However you want to switch sides in pigeon, maybe it's flowing through a vinyasa, going into down dog, or if you just want to bend the right knee, right shin's good to go. Straighten the left leg back behind you. Flex through the right foot, and then make sure that the left toes are pointing straight back. And then before we settle into the full version, we're going to move through that breath work, moving with our breath. High on the fingertips, inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, bend the knees, sink the chest down towards the ground. And then inhale, come up. Head's last to come up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Pressing the chest towards the shin. Inhale, lift up. And this time lowering down into your pigeon. If you want to take the variation I offered on the other side, or you didn't try it on the other side, you can still try it on this side. Your left hand's going to come into the right sole of the right foot. Then you can walk your right fingertips out past the left corner of your mat. And then lower your right temple onto the back of the right arm. And the key here is really pressing the hand and foot together. Let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. See if you can soften a little more into the pose. Take another inhale. As you exhale, slowly walk yourself back to the center. If you're in the variation, then we'll walk our fingers in towards the hips, back over towards the right so you can straighten the left leg out in front of you. Right sole of the foot comes to the inner left thigh. Inhale, lift your arms up high. And then exhale, hinging from your hips forward, fold over the left leg. Back of the neck is long here. Left toes flexing towards your face. You want to keep the left leg engaged as we fold over it. Let's take another inhale. As you exhale, roll up, plant the right hand just outside your right hip. Press down through the left heel and the right shin. Lift your pelvis up. Straighten the left arm. Counter stretch, big breath in. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Good. And then let's bend both knees, soles of the feet plant. Scoot yourself a little bit towards the front of your mat. And slowly roll all the way down to your back. The good stuff. We'll just do a quick little bridge here. As you're ready, inhale, lift the pelvis, press down through the feet. It doesn't have to be the most extreme bridge you've ever done. It could be just a little lift. Maybe you want to hold the outer edges of the mat so you can wiggle the elbows underneath you. And then lower all the way down. And we'll just close with spinal twist. Straighten the left leg, hug the right knee in, and then drop the right knee all the way over to the left. So this variation of our spinal twist gets more into the low back. Right arm goes out to the right. Take an inhale. Exhale back to the center. And switch sides. Left leg straightens, or right leg straightens, and left knee all the way over to the right. Left arm reaches out. One more breath here. And then slowly coming onto the back. Let's take a final breath here, inhaling, deeply hugging the knees in towards your chest. The biggest breath you've done all practice, our last breath before rest. And exhale, let it all out, coming into Shavasana. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. Got time for about a minute, but I encourage you to stay here longer if you need it. I'm here in Shavasana to give as much space as you need. The backs of the hands sink heavy into the ground. without trying to control the breath, just simply noticing it come and go. Noticing any pulsing or vibrating in the palms or fingertips and the feet. And again, if you have time for it, stay here as long as you'd like. Be ready to continue. Just slowly start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And on the inhale, take a full body stretch, point the toes, reach the arms overhead. As you exhale, roll over to one side, cradling the head and neck. Pause here for a moment and just invoke some gratitude for showing up to practice yoga today, for having the freedom to do so, and taking care of yourself. So important. Let's go all the way up to sitting. Finding a comfy seat. The eyes can be closed or the gaze soft. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Namaste.